Hello everyone, in this video I want to talk about Xbox Series X gameplay reveal which was streamed yesterday. Now I'm not going to talk about how it was presented because obviously people were home due to COVID-19 and they couldn't just put up a big show. That's obvious. But overall I think the event was underwhelming, and in this video I want to explain why. Now, of course I'm going to represent my own opinion here. But the thing is this, that when you look forward to a new generation console, one of the biggest expectations that people actually want to see is something related to the visual aspects of games. Now those new generation consoles, and I'm talking about the Xbox Series X and the PS5, they are much more powerful than the previous generation. This means that they can do many things better. For example, you can play in 4K, they can support ray tracing, you can have a higher frame rate, no loading screen, etc. And the funny thing is that for almost all of the games that we play, I think that for all of the games that I've seen, the words that were mentioned were 4K and no loading screens. Aside from that, many of the gameplay that we've seen weren't actually gameplay, kind of cinematic trailers. So in that aspect it was very disappointing. And just keep in mind that I play both on a PC and a console. Right now I'm mostly on the PC and my Nintendo Switch, but I also have the PS4. Now when I bought the PS4, I remember among the several things that really excited me is having the option to chat with other people because there's a built-in app for this. The second one, of course, is the beautiful visuals. And at this time, I didn't have a strong PC, so having the PlayStation play such beautiful games, this is something that really attracted me. I think the first game that I bought for the PS4 was Destiny. And I remember just being blown away how beautiful everything looked. And it was such a great experience for me. Now, I won't judge things too early, but I think that most people were disappointed because they really expected to see pure gameplay footage. They just want to see how the game actually look and feel when you play them on the Xbox Series X. This is the best way to actually judge if there is kind of an improvement between previous gen and current gen consoles, rather than just seeing something that looks like a trailer or pre-made. Now, when I look forward to the Xbox Series X presentation, the gameplay, of course, one of the things that I want to see is how developers take advantage of this powerful computing power to really create beautiful and immersive worlds. And yes, I'm talking about visuals here, because this is probably one of the expectations that people really wanted to see. Because 4K, between us, when I play on my computer, for example, on my laptop, I prefer having better visuals than running on 4K. I prefer something that runs in full HD but really have beautiful visuals. Sometimes I see many games that try to cut off corners, and create worlds which feels kind of empty, and part of it may be related to the fact that they can render too many polygons in the scene. So I really want to see how they take this next generation console and create worlds that are just unbelievably beautiful, and you can really tell the difference between the previous generation and the gameplays that you see running on next gen consoles. So whether I got actually to get this experience from this Xbox Series X gameplay presentation? No, absolutely not. In some way it looks like a presentation showing just gameplay for new games coming for the Xbox One. Now, I know that usually most of the games that are really kind of perfectly optimized to take advantage of the power of the console, usually you see them later on after the release, like maybe 2 years after the console is released. That being said, when you create this kind of presentation, I think the other side, which is Microsoft, need to understand the expectations of gamers. I was, for example, expecting something that will, a game that will focus on taking advantage of the ray tracing capabilities of the console. Or seeing some, commentary during the presentation of the gameplay that talks about the improved visuals or what actually improved between previous generation and current generation. But the only thing that I heard is no loading screens, 4K, no loading screens, 4K. Now, whether this excites me about getting the console, of course not. Of course not. This just felt like a joke. The only thing that excited me is seeing the Assassin's Creed gameplay presentation. But again, this game looks amazing regardless. Even on the PS4, it just look absolutely amazing. And I'm sure they're going to take advantage of the fact that they have much powerful platform here and they create much more immersive world. But other than this, even that presentation, I don't think that kind of convinced me that I'm looking at a next-gen console. Because at the same time, when I'm looking at this, and if you haven't told me it's a next-gen console, I thought it's going to be probably a game for the Xbox One or the PS4. And I think Microsoft did a good job presenting the console and the specifications. The images that you see here is actually from Microsoft Newsroom. So we all know the console is very powerful. And whether it's more powerful than the PS4, I mean, both of them will probably run more or less the same. The question is, what titles are there? What good titles are there that really take advantage of the power of the console, and what among those are about to be released when the console is out? People want to know that when they are buying a specific console, whether it's the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, they're going to have some really great game to play on launch. Of course, it's also great knowing that there are really great titles coming soon to the platform, maybe or not in the release date, but later on. But the thing is that people already kind of trying to set their minds of which console to buy. Of course, there will be those who will buy both, but for many, this will be one choice. And I'm not a fan of either, by the way. So for me, buying a certain console, whether it's the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, will be related to the titles that I want to play. I also think that people are looking for the exclusive titles, so they know that when they are picking a certain console, they're going to have a game that they won't be able to play on another one, or the second console. In that aspect, I think that PlayStation will do better, but of course we need to wait and see. By the way, this is not the first time where I'm disappointing with how Microsoft put a presentation for games, and actually about the games in general. And in fact, one of the reasons that I bought the PS4 is because I like the titles which are available for the PlayStation better, of course the exclusive one I'm talking about. And this of course made me make a decision buying the PlayStation instead of the Xbox, and there were several games that I really liked, for example the exclusive. One of them of course is Last of Us, and this game just blew me away. So in some way I have more trust in Sony in making sure to deliver on the promise of great next-gen games than I do with Microsoft. But that's just, don't get me wrong, because I can buy either. I still haven't made my mind whether to buy the Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5. But of course at some point I need to make a decision, and my decision will be related to the games which are going to be released to the console both on launch date and later on. So at the end of the presentation, I felt like very unexcited. For me it was very underwhelming, and I just told myself, all right, why should I buy this console? I mean, for what I've seen. But of course it's not going to be it, and as Microsoft said, there are going to be more games coming, so we shouldn't judge the Xbox Series X just because of this presentation alone. But that being said, people are still building their buying decision based on what they see. So when you see this type of presentation, it doesn't get you excited, so you just remember it as something not good. And eventually when you kind of compile all those things together, you're going to make a decision based on what you think will make you enjoy the console more. And right now the Xbox Series X doesn't earn points in that regard. Yeah, so overall, for me, it was a big disappointment. But some of the games actually look nice. I'm not talking about that it was a complete disaster. No, it's really nice to see many developers developing for the platform, and that we're going to have a large selection of games. And of course, knowing this is not it, there are many other games that will be released, and we're going to know about them a bit later. So I actually want to know what you think about the Xbox Series X gameplay presentation, whether you liked it or whether you actually find the event very disappointing. Please share your opinion in the comment section below. I want to hear what you think, and maybe you can open a conversation about this, and let's see actually what my expectations are compared to yours. It would be very interesting. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye everyone. Cheers.